So I think, the whole Yes Equality campaign itself was built around, allies coming together and forming partnerships. And I suppose some of the things that I would have learned along the way in relation to that would be that, it's very important for an organisation like the student movement to recognise what your own strengths are and what your own weaknesses are. What is the best thing that you can bring to the table, so that you're not going to be duplicating what another organisation, another partner organisation or ally is doing. So there's no point in duplicating or wasting resources. So we found that mobilising young people and registering them to vote was the key sort of components that we could bring to the table. So we really focused on those strengths as opposed to trying to do everything, all at once. One of the least effective ways, I think, of getting people to do something is to be instructive or to prescribe it. You need to show, I suppose, people how they can achieve something and make them want to do it. It has to come from them. It can't be a top-down approach. And that would have been what we applied, and certainly what Yes Equality would have applied, in that this was a grassroots campaign, led by campaigners on the ground, and the student movement would have been led by our member students' union. So it wasn't a top-down message that we would have applied to it.
There were 50, 60 plus, 70 plus Yes Equality accounts all around the country, and many of these had their own Facebook pages and Twitter accounts. And it was a very useful, practical tool for those. So even with their Facebook, it would, so say if you take Yes Equality Waterford, it would have started off with a Facebook group. People were joining that, and then they were invited to a meeting. And that's kind of how the groups kind of organically built up. And then again with Twitter, so if it's Yes Equality Galway, sending out a tweet saying, we're meeting at this area tomorrow evening, going canvassing at this time, and then people see that and able to turn up and go out canvassing. During kind of TV debates, you would have people that just didn't like what the no side were saying, and that's understandable. But we were, again, just trying to harness that. So we were saying, don't get angry, don't get frustrated, join your local canvassing group, and then sending them to kind of the page on the website where there was a list of the local groups and where they were meeting to go canvassing and stuff. So it's just kind of trying to harness all of that energy in a way that would benefit the campaign. So, and then encouraging supporter participation. We were just trying to provide as much resources for people that they could become part of the campaign. This ranged from using the Twibbons, people selfie frames, all of that kind of things. It was really, really powerful, especially in the early days. If you think back to prior to November 2014, nobody really knew who Yes Equality were. Of course, they were kind of aware of the issue, the different organisations, but as Yes Equality, the name and the brand, that wasn't out there so much. But then, in the space of kind of the first 3 weeks, we had kind of, I'd say, broken out of that bubble, and it became very, people in the public eye became very aware of it very quickly. And that was through the use of just kind of providing people with everything they needed to become part of the campaign. We kind of provided registered vote packs, simple signs where people were taking photos saying, I'm ready to vote, and then tweeting them out. And then one of the other things I think would encourage kind of campaigns to do is just to integrate social into your wider campaign. Yes, it's definitely a very powerful communications tool, but also in terms of fundraising around crowdfunding, all of that sort of thing. So just integrate it throughout the different sections of your campaign.
When you're forming a partnership with another organisation or another ally group, that you really, I suppose, look at that and be very honest with each other as to how that partnership is going to work, and approach that partnership with honesty and with open communication. So who is responsible for what along the way? What are the key goals, so that you avoid any confusion along the way. And if there is confusion, if people feel, oh, this person is maybe overstepping on this agreed task, or if there's some sort of, as I say, miscommunication, I think it's very important just to be direct, pick up the phone and say, this is going on, can we sit down and chat and review this? So I think having a very open form of communication is very important, and being clear on the goals when you're going forward with your joint campaign. I think sharing the recognition is important as well. and agreeing, okay, who's going to be a spokesperson on what particular issue. And I think that's important for individual organisations who have memberships, because their members need to be able to see that their organisation is delivering for them as well. And I think they're more likely to be active on the ground then when they see these results in the media. And I think that applies to any organisation, the trade union movement as well, the student movement. It's important to see that they are delivering, so that they do get, I suppose, that media coverage as well, or they get the recognition in some form, be it online or whatnot.
People love to be patted on the back, and I reckon about a third of who signed up because they like to be able to talk to their friends about the thing that they signed up to. And so simply saying, congrats, we got to this number, we were able to get people into an event. So week before, Whelan says yes, and we got together. The brief to us as a group was, this is not about celebrating, but by God, there was real feeling that night that something was about to happen. And we just wanted to say to everyone, keep it going. There's another 7 days, keep on pushing. And it was a lovely night.